If you're a professional service provider, this video is going to show you how to add $100,000 in monthly recurring revenue by leveraging videos throughout your customer's buyer journey. We've worked with hundreds of service providers in a variety of different industry verticals, and we've landed on a proven process to do this organically at scale. And the best part about this is that once you set up the system correctly, you're guaranteed to get results. You cannot fail as long as you're consistent. So let me explain how it works. The core concept is that you can achieve an additional $1 million in profit within a year or less by leveraging value videos across your entire customer's buyer journey. This isn't a get-rich-quick scheme or anything like that. This is only going to be suitable for established businesses with happy clients already. You need to be earning at least $50,000 a month and looking to scale your business to $10 million a year. And like I've already mentioned at the beginning, this is only suitable for service providers, anyone that has a platform for memberships, informational products, or even software. So the reason why you're probably plateauing when it comes to sales is because of one of or all of these 5 things. You have a lack of trust, a lack of credibility, a lack of authority, a lack of social proof, or you just have an inconsistent sales process. A study came out from Gartner recently that said that most buyers spend 80% of their time doing research before they ever engage with a human from your team. Which means if you don't have the right content in the right places showing up at the right time, you're leaving money on the table. And the result of this is that you're having difficulty booking sales meetings. You're getting a lot of no-shows. The people that do show up have low buyer intent. And because they have low buyer intent, your sales cycles end up being longer than you want them to be. Now, most other agencies will tell you that you should just run ads. This is not a sustainable way to grow your business anymore. The reason for that is because you end up just chasing the same returns. Ads are becoming more expensive over time. Most people that click on ads don't want to give you their email address or contact information, so you end up not getting any leads. And even if you do get your content and people do submit those forms, it's usually false information anyway. So the ads don't really seem to be performing as they used to. If you do manage to get sales, you get less profit out of it because you have to keep spending money on ads to get those sales. So you're just basically chasing your tail. It's just not sustainable. The other way of doing things is just cold prospecting. Most enterprise companies do this. They'll hire a sales team just to go out and cold email and cold DM prospects or even cold call. The problem with this is that it doesn't build any trust. No credibility, there's no authority there. When someone does book a call, it's high investment. Everyone else is trying to do exactly the same thing and get them on the phone as well. So if they book a call with you, the chances of them flaking on that call is very high. They just won't show up because there's no real incentive to do so. They haven't learned enough about your business before the call. This means you're going to get long sales cycles and often end up competing against other people on price. You do not want to be in this position. So here's how you can add an extra $100,000 in monthly recurring revenue to your business by leveraging value videos in your sales funnel and across your customer's buyer journey. I'm going to run through this real quick, so I recommend you pause the video at different stages so that you can read some of the text, because I'm not just going to read from it. Step 1 is to create video sales assets or core value videos. They position you as a leader in your industry. They build trust, they build authority. They help explain the benefits of what you do in a visual way because services are intangible and quite hard to sometimes digest if it's just through the written word. But the great thing about these videos is that they are repeatable. You only have to create one and you can send all of your traffic to these videos and it does the job of a salesperson, except it works 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days of the year. In addition to that, you can train your entire team on your products and services and the benefits of how you help other companies or other people. So for example, if you're a technology company, there's usually a mismatch between engineers and the sales team. If you have videos that explain what you do, your sales team won't have to bother the engineers as much. This way, your team can be more effective in what they should really be doing. Phase 1 is super important because these are your main assets. All traffic from anywhere has to be directed to these sales videos. Now, of course, you can create any kind of video yourself, but if you don't follow a framework, then it's not going to work. So I recommend you pause this video and you look at what I've got here so that you can kind of see how we structure these things. Now, phase 2 is to distribute those videos. You don't just simply want to create a video and host them on YouTube because they might not be seen. This is way too passive. You need to be proactive in what you're doing. So we distribute these videos in 2 ways. Firstly, through appointment setters, and secondly, through cold email campaigns. A single appointment setter can send 50 to 150 messages a day. Yes, you can buy software to automate that process, but the chance of you being banned is high. You can also have someone in your sales team do it, but you're probably paying them $50,000 or $60,000 a year to do so. It's quite a low vibrational task. So the best thing to do is to hire remote appointment setters, typically from the Philippines, who work for a few dollars an hour that you can train on your system and your process. We've got a proven conversational framework that we apply to everyone that we work with. So we train and hire the appointment setter and then manage that entire process for you. You're going to have to train your your sales rep anyway, so you may as well hire someone that's cheaper to do the same work. They follow a conversational framework that leads with a value-first strategy. So instead of getting people to try and book calls straight away, you're sending them these value videos that educates your prospect. Once they watch those videos, if they're structured in the right way, they'll book a call at the end. Cold email works in exactly the same way, except it's just a matter of volume. If you have one appointment setter sending 50 to 150 messages a day, and you add cold email campaigns into the mix, you can send 50 emails a day, or even 150 emails a day. So you've effectively doubled your volume. And if you double your volume, then you can double your sales. So when we work with clients, we set all of this up for them. We hire and train the appointment setters on our conversational framework, and we set them up with cold email campaigns, directing all of that traffic to value videos. The next step is to build an audience with content. Like I said earlier, your future customers will do a ton of research on you and your business before they ever engage with a human. So you want to make sure that you have content showing up in all of the right places. When they Google your name or your brand, typically the first page of Google is going to push video content. Try it right now. Go and Google something. Most of the time, videos come up from YouTube. But Google also promotes videos from other social media platforms, especially if they're popular. So if you don't have videos showing up in that first page of results, but your competitors do, you're going to lose out on sales because your competitors are going to be the ones educating your prospects instead of you. It's super important to build an audience for a few reasons. It will make a bit more sense soon in the next step. But one of the main reasons is because most people don't want to feel like they're being sold. They want to feel like they've made the decision to make a purchase themselves. They don't want to feel like someone else has convinced them. So that's effectively what your content does. It indoctrinates them into making that decision to go with you over someone else. The key is making sure your content gets pushed in the right places. So when we work with people, we create that content, we optimize it in the right ways and distribute it in the right ways so that they can be found organically, depending on what kind of target audience you're trying to attract. Building an audience is key because it allows you to reach the maximum amount of people, especially when it comes to short form content, which is the first step of building an audience. TikTok is the most addictive social media platform ever created, and every other social media platform is trying to replicate their algorithm. That's why you want to create short form content, because you can reach so many people with it, and you reach people based on their search habits. If you've ever bought a new iPhone and you set up all your apps again, you'll often receive a notification asking if the app can track across other apps. So they all kind of work in tandem, which means if a decision maker is using YouTube on their phone and you publish a TikTok video, but that decision maker also uses TikTok, your videos will be promoted to them via TikTok as well as YouTube. Hopefully that kind of makes sense. Now we create all of this content for our clients, the value videos, we do the appointment setting, the cold email campaigns, as well as the short form content. It doesn't matter if you're on camera or not, the results are always the same. It's really just a personal preference. Some businesses prefer just to be a brand, other people like to be the face of the brand. Totally up to you. If you do this yourself, you're going to have to batch create the content and make sure you publish it in the right places and optimize it properly. The thing is though, you also want to create long form content because short form content doesn't necessarily make sales. Long form content is where you get the results. Buyers want more details before they book a call or make a decision to buy. If you can publish 1 or 2 videos a week, host them on YouTube, and you can do that for a year, you're going to be so far ahead of your competitors that they won't even be a competitor anymore. They're also searchable and they can be distributed just like value videos I mentioned in phase 1. Now, of course, when you're creating all these videos and you're putting them on your website and you're posting content, you want to make sure that you also have all your tracking pixels installed for the next phase, which is paid advertising. You see, to scale, you need to have paid ads. The only difference is you start with retargeting ads to cut costs and only invest money into cold campaigns when you have a proven acquisition process. That's why you want to be publishing a lot of content, because you're able to effectively build a warm audience of people that have interacted with your videos, visited your profile, or landed on your website. This way you can automate all of your touch points for $5 a day, sending ads to thousands of people instead of spending $50 a day to send ads to thousands of people. And the ads are going to convert better because they've already been exposed to your content and to your products or to your services, or landed on your website. Once you have a proven way of converting people from your retargeting ads, you can then invest money into cold campaigns. And so this is the new way to scale any service business with an organic client acquisition system. It involves both an outbound and an inbound strategy. You've got appointment setters that distribute your value videos directly to decision makers. Your short form content reaches thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of people, building social proof and exposing the people working under those decision makers to your content. That's really important because the people working under the decision makers you're trying to sell to are often always speaking to them on a daily basis. They're talking to each other via email, Slack channels, and all that kind of stuff. So if you create content that can get shared to those decision makers organically, you've got a higher chance of actually selling them. And then because you're reaching such a wide amount of people, you can set up $5 a day retargeting ads. And all traffic leads to your core videos, your value video assets. You can call these video sales letters, you can just call them sales videos. Doesn't really matter what you call them, you want to send all the traffic there because they do the selling for you. This entire process builds more trust, credibility, credibility and authority before people book calls, so that when they do finally schedule in your calendar, they're ready to buy, and you just have to take them through your usual sales process. The goal is to pre-sell people before they actually book calls. That's where the magic happens. So like I've said, we've worked with hundreds of service providers in a variety of different industry verticals. This works for companies that are in tech, healthcare, finance, legal, real estate, you name it. You can apply the steps I've shared with you today yourself, or if you'd like our help in doing this, you can book a call. Just go to the website, www.videoceos.com/schedule a call, and you can speak to me or someone on my team, and we'll customize the strategy to you that meets your goals and fits your budget. We don't copy and paste anything. The process is typically the same, but everyone has a different brand or is often reaching a different type of clientele, so it has to be customized in some way. So if you jump on that call, we'll go through the roadmap on how that would work, structure it to you, tailor it specifically to your goals, and then you can decide if you want to work with us or not. So hopefully you've learned something here today. Like I said, you can apply these steps yourself and just do it yourself. But if you structure the videos wrong, it's not going to work. If you do not optimize your short form video content in the right ways, it won't work. If your videos aren't engaging and hold people's attention enough so that they watch the whole video and get to the call to action, then it's not going to work. This is what we specialize in. So if you'd like our help in doing this, go to the website and book a call.